In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on January 7, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Syracuse versus Virginia. The Syracuse Orange will be going for their 3rd consecutive win when they face the Virginia Cavaliers on Saturday afternoon. The Orange are coming off a 70-69 win over Louisville as 9-point favorites. The Cavaliers are coming off a 68-65 loss to Pittsburgh as 6-point favorites. Virginia is 7-3 in its last 10 games against Syracuse. The Cavaliers have won 7 of the last 8 straight up in this series and are 5-2 against the spread over the last 7 meetings, but they have been a team to stay away from late when it comes to putting your money down. They have struggled with pretty much every spread, be it double-digit favorites or 2-point underdogs. The hits have been few and far between. These 2 teams do like to have their rock fights, and 3 of the last 4 matchups have been hits in favor of the underdog. Syracuse is a weird one. They play down to teams like Boston College and Louisville, but they don't get backed down by ranked teams or teams considerably better on paper. If Williams or Mintz becomes a factor in this game, then the Orange will be right there. So long as they keep arm on Franklin Cold from beyond the arc, I like Syracuse to stay in this game. So the Syracuse Orange to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. We are digging very deep on the KenPom tempo ratings to find where these 2 dwell. Syracuse is checking in at 240th, while Virginia is damn near last at 261. The Cavaliers are averaging just 51.2 field goal attempts per game, the 7th fewest attempts of any team in the country. Syracuse is putting up 60.7 field goals per game. Virginia loves to dictate the pace, and they will look to do so immediately. They have held 4 top 25 opponents to an average of 69 points per game, have held a team to under 60 points on 8 occasions, and have kept teams to 46 or less points 3 times this season. They know how to slow things down, and they will. The Orange are averaging 75 points per game and 64 points per game on the road. They averaged 65 points per game in their last 3 games against the Cavaliers. They play at a fast pace, averaging 72.1 possessions per game, but they're facing a team that is giving up 53 points per game at home, so expect them to be held under their average in this game. The Cavaliers are averaging 69.8 points per game and 68 points per game on the road. They averaged 76 points per game in their last 3 games against the Orange. They play at a very slow pace, averaging 64.6 possessions per game, and they're facing a team that is giving up 70 points per game on the road, so don't expect them to score enough points to push the score past the total. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Washington State versus Arizona. The Washington State Cougars meet with the Arizona Wildcats in a conference showdown on Saturday evening. The Cougars were dealt a road loss against Arizona State on Thursday night. The Wildcats posted a home win against Washington last time out. Arizona beat Washington State by a 72-60 score last season. Arizona is 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 games on Sunday. The under is 9-1 in the Cougars' last 10 road games. The under is 5-1 in Arizona's last 6 games against a team with a losing straight-up record. The over is 4-0 in Wildcats' last 4 games against a team with a winning percentage below .400. The Wildcats have gone 4-1 against the spread in the last 5 meetings between the two, and are 2-1 against the spread in their last 5 at home. They have played a couple of close games in conference their last 2 times out, but in their 3 wins in conference they have won by an average margin of 10 points per game. The Cougars have the 50th worst field goal percentage defense, and Arizona is one of the best shooting teams in the country. Washington State has also straight up lost all 4 of their true road games this season, and by an average margin of 10.5 points per game. They get beat up on the road, point blank. I expect the Wildcats' offense to come out and set the pace very early, which will allow them to find their shots and comfort zone. Arizona wasn't impressive on Thursday, but they are going to run up the score here in this game. Arizona is still averaging 87.5 points per game, and they're going to have no issue running up the score. Washington State doesn't have the defense to keep up. So the Arizona Wildcats to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Cougars have been productive in the offensive end recently, sinking at least 70 points in 3 out of their last 4 games, highlighted by an 81-point effort against USC. They are shooting a solid 36% from three-point range, and Arizona is marked 125th in three-point defense. In addition, Arizona has a prolific offense that ranks first in DI in adjusted offensive efficiency. They are simply incredible and have recorded at least 80 points in all but 3 of their games on the season. These teams sit on near opposite ends of the Ken Palm tempo ratings, with Washington State ranked 315th and Arizona 7th. It is fully expected that Arizona controls the pace of things here, and this feels like a big points game. Washington State has definitely played up to their competition in conference games and will certainly do their best to keep pace. Regardless, they are fully capable of getting the scoreboard moving, having scored 70 or more points in 7 games this year. The Wildcats have scored under 70 points only twice this year and have had 11 games of 80 or more. The Cougars present an excellent chance for Arizona to go off, and they're just going to have to come along for the ride. Additionally, the over is 7-3 in their last 10 conference games. I expect a barrage of scoring. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Kansas State versus Baylor. The Kansas State Wildcats and the Baylor Bears meet Saturday in college basketball action from Farrell Center. Kansas State is 13-1 overall and fresh off an upset win over Texas. As for Baylor, they're sitting at 10-4 this year. The Bears lost to TCU by 1 point on Wednesday. Kansas State comes into this game with a 13-1 record, and they have gone 9-5 against the spread. In the last game against Texas, the offense scored 116 points and they won by 13 points. They scored 58 points in each of the halves. Marquise Knoll had an impressive year, finishing with 36 points. Kansas State is averaging 78.5 points, while their defense is giving up 65 points per game. The offense is ranked 58th, and it's going to need to be the offense that runs up the score again here. On the other side of this matchup is Baylor, who sits with a 10-4 record, and they have gone 6-8 against the spread. In the last game against TCU, Baylor was competitive, but they ended up losing by 1 point. Baylor was outscored 49-38 in the second half. Keon George was the top player for Baylor, averaging 27 points and grabbing 6 rebounds. Baylor is averaging 80 points while their defense is giving up 68 points per game. In this game, if Baylor gets out to a fast start, they can't take their foot off the gas. George has been the top player for Baylor, averaging 16.4 points while shooting 38.4% from the field and 35.2% from behind the three-point line. Kansas State shot 54.2% from 3 in their upset over number 6 Texas, but they're only hitting 35% from deep on the season. Even more significant, they don't take that many to begin with, averaging 19.8 attempts from beyond the arc per game, ranked 262nd. Baylor is also ranked higher in both offensive and defensive rebound rates. The Bears shoot better from every area of the court compared to the Wildcats. I'm expecting some regression to the mean from Kansas State and for Baylor to capitalize and get the cover, as they have in 5 of the last 6 games between these two schools. So the Baylor Bears to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. While Baylor is currently ranked 19th nationally, they're still 0-2 in conference play so far. They're going to bring high energy and effort against Kansas State in pursuit of their first conference win. Additionally, the under has hit in 5 of the Bears' last 7 games. The total has also gone under in the 2 games these schools played against each other in 2022, and this total is over 10 points higher than either of those games. Baylor has obviously seen what the Wildcats did to the Texans, and Kansas State will want to snap their 7-game losing streak to the Bears. Expect to see increased defensive activity and focus. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.